The Sony FX9 Firmware version 3 is out, and I was lucky enough to visit Sony's headquarters and see what it brings. Hi guys, I'm Johnny from CineD, and by the time that you see this video, the Sony FX9 Firmware version 3 is out, and the list of what's new is rather long. But I would like to highlight at least a few features. But before talking about the new features, just a little bit about the Sony FX9. The camera is already over 2 years old, and it's very popular among broadcasters and filmmakers. So I think what Sony tried to do here is actually to give the extra for both broadcasters who are using the FX9 as their main camera, and of course filmmakers who are looking to do something a bit more creative. So let's start with what I regard as the creative option. Up until now, if you filmed with anamorphic lens, you would get a squeezed image, but now with the new firmware update, you are able to de-squeeze the image correctly in the viewfinder. In Super 35 mode, you'll be able to de-squeeze either to 1.3 or 2.0 lenses. And this is really big news for those who are using anamorphic lenses for creative shooting. And I'm really happy that Sony actually implemented this within the camera. One thing to note, like with many other cameras, if you're outputting the image to an external monitor, you'll have to de-squeeze the image on the monitor itself. Let's move to the broadcast world. If you come from the broadcast world, you know that there are so many good zoom lenses out there, be it from Canon or from Fujinon, but those zoom lenses are all made for 2/3 inch sensors. That's the standard in broadcast cameras. Now, the Sony FX9 is a full-frame camera. In order to use any of those broadcast lenses, you have to use the Sony B4 mount adapter and the broadcast lens attached to it. Now, in order to see the image cropped properly, you have to change in the menu to S16 2K. You can also assign a button in order to have very quick access to this mode, but one thing you have to remember, you also have to change in the recording mode to Full HD. And for the third feature, this is really to extend the possibilities of what the FX9 can bring broadcasters. You know, those guys are doing a lot of live events and studios and so on, but one thing that you really need at times is remote control. With the new firmware update, Sony allows a remote protocol for controlling the camera over Ethernet. You can control the iris, you can control ND filters, you can control different elements. And this is of course quite essential if you're doing live events or studio. There's one control, and from that control you can control the camera. The last feature that I would like to highlight is the touch tracking autofocus. Now it is possible to change focus points within the frame just by touching the LCD screen. In addition, you can also lock the focus point and you can move the camera and the focus will stay at that point. This is in a nutshell what the Sony FX9 Firmware version 3 can do. Last but not least, the firmware update is available right now and it's free to download. Guys, thank you very much for watching. I hope you found this information valuable, and please don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thank you.